leaks, how they lead to these types of things. And now there's a new report, Mercedes and Axios, saying the Trump administration will limit sharing classified documents with Congress. They got to do now, something, because this cannot continue to happen. And there's word that if they find out who the leaker is, they could actually go forward with charges, even if it's a member of Congress. Your reaction?
Right, and that's why you've seen the administration, they're actually looking to limit the amount of individuals who can have access to this classified information through this CatNet system. And look, part of it is that you're really putting our military men and women at risk. You're putting our national security at risk when you have these types of leaks. And when you see how CNN just salivates and New York Times salivates on taking a piece of a report that was viewed as something that basically said that it was low confidence, that it wasn't necessarily the case, yet they made it into a lead story, shows the propaganda machine that the left is trying to push to basically say that Donald Trump and his team was not successful, which we know for a fact that they were successful when you see time and time again the intel chief, the UN former inspector, several other individuals, even the Iranian foreign minister coming out saying, yeah, our nuclear facilities have been severely damaged. So this is the thing, and I really believe that CNN should retract the story, so should the New York Times, because they've had this faulty type of, quote unquote, as we normally see, anonymous sources.
Yeah. Well, doubtful they'll do that. They seem to be doubling down. And now, Colonel, we have the assessments, the reality, a little late, but the CIA even came out and said, yes, these were years or months. Are you hearing any intel on just the ability for Iran to even potentially try to restart any of this?
No, thanks, Bianca. I mean, something that strikes me right away is the Israelis did agree to a ceasefire. The entire reason they took such a risk, and they paid for it, their civilians paid for it, in attacking Iran, was to destroy the nuclear capability. We know now that they had not only Mossad, but commandos on the ground, including in Fordo, who were able to conduct assessments. They went with a ceasefire. Any common sense would tell you that they would have known. They had eyes on. They would have known if they had pulled trucks in to pull the stuff out. They could have hit the trucks with air supremacy. They would not have agreed to the ceasefire unless they had assurance that it had been degraded significantly. We talk about obliterating. That's a term of art from Trump, but it's gone.
Yeah, great point. Let's talk about NATO. A lot of memorable moments. 5% GDP, that was a commitment here. And also, just President Trump back on the world stage, even this fun moment when the word daddy was used.
They're not going to be fighting each other. They've had it. They've had a big fight, like two kids in a schoolyard. They fight like hell. You can't stop them. Let them fight for about 2-3 minutes. Then it's easier to stop them.
And then daddy has to sometimes use strong language to
You have to use strong language. Every once in a while you have to use a certain...
Well, there's reports now that NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte denies calling President Trump daddy. It certainly what we heard sounds like it. But the best part, Mercedes, is how this current administration uses this to show, yes, America is back. A little fun on the official White House account here. Let's play this.
I just want to get your attention. Hey girl. I really want to be all up in your head. Yeah. Is it you say daddy's home for me?
Daddy's home. There's an F-bomb.
Yeah.
There's a ceasefire. This is just 1 week here, Mercedes. Your reaction to Donald Trump and the way they are able to produce this.
Yeah, well, wildly entertaining. Obviously, the White House knows how effectively to reach those people who are not what I would say the everyday consumer of news and politics. It's about pop culture. It's about reaching the youth. It's about reaching those that might not know what's happening in the world stage, but they do know one thing. President Trump is dominating. He's dominating on the domestic stage and the international stage, and he's being very effective in the fact of keeping America safe and obviously pushing through his peace through strength foreign policy.